I'm neither Ken Hill nor am I a member of the faculty. I am representing and recognizing COA staff. Could you please stand up? Thank you. Thank you all for coming. My name is Lynn Boulger, and I'm the Dean of Development here at the college. I have been here for 3 years, 11 months, and 25 days. And the reason I start my remarks as if I were at a recovery meeting is because I have drunk the Kool-Aid. I am a convert. I am a true believer. I am sold on COA. I believe this college is one of the most student-centered, progressive, effective institution of higher learning that exists in America. But I'm speaking now to the parents. What were you thinking? What were you thinking, really, when your most precious resources, your most beloved belongings, your bright, beautiful, special children were searching for a college, and they came to you and said, I want to apply to this school off the coast of Maine where there's 30 faculty and 300 students. You let them. Okay, you were hesitant. You asked, are you sure? So many times that they started rolling your eyes before you even opened your mouth. You spoke about backup schools and that nice place in Vermont or New Hampshire. Remember the one in Virginia? It had a soccer pitch. It had a pool. It had a cafeteria with 2 meat choices. The one with a sorority, your own, or fraternity. The one with more than one major. Majors you haven't heard of before. You may have driven them here for an interview, and depending on what month it was, like July or September, you were thinking, okay, this could work, this might be good. But if it was March, and snow blocked the entrance of the island, and everything you could see was battleship gray, land, the bay, the sky, you might have been thinking, this is not going to work, this isn't going to fly. But you humored your child or your grandchild or your guardian, and you let her come to that realization on her own. But she did not come to that realization of her own. You wanted to come here. And what can a parent do, really? So you drove your child to orientation and dropped them off in early September 4 years ago. College is the great training wheels of adulthood. What a strange age it is. Old enough to vote, but too young to have a glass of wine with dinner, legally. Old enough to go to war and drive tanks and fighter jets, but young enough for you to be charged extra fees for them being on your car insurance. It's an in-between age. You hold your breath, you let them go, you drive out on Eden Street heading home thinking and wondering, how did this happen? As you look in the rearview mirror, which is now a little misty mess, you tell yourself that these kids are in the hands of caring professionals. There are RAs, there's student life, there's faculty, they have advisees. And then, of course, we immediately try to drown them. They may have not told you about the Bar Island swim. It is one of COA's many quirky traditions. All members of the community are peer pressured into going into 55-degree seawater with sometimes a rather substantial chop. They stand on their pier in thin bathing suits in September, which could be the end of summer or the beginning of winter, depending on what kind of day it is. They dive in and are expected to swim to an island. There are safety vessels. There are counts and checks, don't worry. But if there is a better metaphor for diving in and starting a new life, I don't know what it is. The Bar Island swim is our baptism of the new year. It's refreshing and renewing and rewarding and really, really cold. And it's not just students who participate. It's the development staff member and the environmental law professor with the broken arm, the registrar and the admissions counselor, the professor of philosophy, and the B&G crew. It is, in fact, the whole community afloat. In fact, most of what we do here at COA is the whole community afloat. From governance to search committees to personnel committee to this gathering, COA community works together to create an environment that is personal, intense, rigorous, caring, and mission-driven. Our outgoing president, David Hales, describes COA as one of the only intentionally designed colleges in the U.S. COA was founded in an era in history when there was no such thing as an environmental protection agency. The word interdisciplinary was not yet well known, much less used, and even far less understood. Perhaps you yourself were a bit unsure what that meant, or even how it would be useful in the real world. But as your child came home for Thanksgiving or summers and started talking about her courses on the economics, history, and literature of the Yucatan, in the Yucatan, something might have clicked then. Or when he told you that he was studying local organic food production and its effect on the environment, maybe things were becoming a little bit clearer. Or perhaps when you heard about the class in philosophy that was co-taught by the graphics design teacher and the poetry professor, you might have gotten it then. Your child, who thought she was going to be a photojournalist, was now also knee-deep in botany, or birds, or blubber and baleen. I can say without hesitation that we are the best interdisciplinary college in the world. We have a capacity for innovation at the creative edge between traditional disciplines. We are really good at what we do, and it's important distinctive approach in higher ed. The purpose of the college is to continually find ways to make higher ed relevant to the world. Everyone knows that the issues of the world are complex. How do we educate students to think creatively and critically and be motivated to tackle those issues? The challenge, promise, and success of a COA education has been to create the leadership opportunities for each new generation of young men and women who are facing the extraordinary challenges of opportunities to ensure the future. We are so proud of our students, your children, your young men and women now. We have faith in them and believe they will make a difference in the world. Thank you for sharing them with us. It has been our very great pleasure. I hope it has been yours too. Thank you.